Well, Max, clearly we let a couple pass through the key. No rogue warrior about it.
And thank you, Chair Powell, for attending this morning. If you can, a
So
lot
the
of times we
problem with
look
the
for
70s
historical
model is
references
you're
when we
still
try
out
to
of the index
reference an
on
event,
what
a
30 is,
current
or
event.
35, or what they
A
expect
number of
from
people, a number of
the birth
pundits,
differential of the
when
gap
they look
over.
at
Let's say the
inflation today, they
70s
reference it
generation of
back
what inflation is
historically
what you're
to
looking for,
the
or
late
any other
70s and the early
submodel thereof.
1980s.
I want the
Your
photoelectric
perspective,
effect
is
of what
that
you're
the
talking
proper
about. I can't
historical
go there. You
reference
better
to
show
what
me
we're
a fucking
experiencing
movie,
today as it relates to
Rooster
inflation?
Colefooter out there in the hanging that
That's the
morning
proper
for the
historical
little girl in
reference
town,
for
right? She got the host
what we're
contract
trying not
figured
to
out.
replicate. So we look back. And obviously, all of us have looked at carefully at the history of
When you're trying to get the herd to
World War
move
II,
in such a way
inflation
that
and
says, well, I
business cycles
need
and
a
all
bunch
that
of
kind of thing.
millenniums that are all cracked out on
One of the
serotonin
things
in
that's different now
79
is
here,
that central
that
banks, including the Fed,
what they're actually
are
going to do, if
very
adjusted to the
squarely take
70s,
responsibility
is
for
not the
inflation. That was
70s
actually not
model.
the case in
It's
the
not, we're going to
1970s.
do
There
that
was
structural
a
model
school
of the
thought that
team, the
really
dynamics, when it's
there were
based
certain
on
things that
the
an
system
independent
at
agency
hand at
just
large
couldn't do
gravity. Because there would be a
it was too
simulator of the
hard,
war
and
table or
Congress should
whatever
do it.
value is going to
So
come
now
across
I
the
think
board.
central banks around the world have an
Well, as
inflation
Treasurer
target.
William Wallace,
They have transparency so that they can be held to account for it.
we would say the 7th Cavalry
We're
and
not
some
waiting.
dumb shit you were pulling.
We are
The Ninth
using
Legion,
our
you'd be like,
tools
oh, it's
now
like, big, you do not
to,
work the
and
entire
that's
machine.
really different.
You do not work the police
than it was in the
system, you do not work
1970s.
the Supermax
Also, inflation
system.
expectations
Do I
have
agree
been
with those
anchored for a
standards?
long
No.
time. They really
It
weren't.
takes a
Then they
lot
were
of
allowed to
people out that
become
like to do the
unanchored
psychology game,
without-
and that's
without
what
much
you
of a
got Jim to
response.
do. Why
That
does
would not
Tucker not
happen
like Jim
in
and
today's world and will not
Powell
happen.
to the other boys
A
at
few
the
weeks ago,
table
when
as
the
much as you'd
CPI
be sitting
number
there with me
came
at the
out, I
table,
was
and I'd still be
my
out
way to a
on
breakfast
Tucker
meeting in
as
Jackson,
well.
Tennessee,
Just go
where I
ahead and put yourself in
represented one
that
of my
group.
constituents, and I
As far as
were
what I'm
talking about the new
concerned with
CPI
now,
number.
it's got
He said,
superposition
I
buzzing
don't
in
care
and
what the
out,
number is,
whether that
because
whole thing is a
I
live,
know that I'm
dead,
paying
radioactive
50% more
isotope
in
letting off
gas
poison
than I
gas.
did
However,
12 and 18 months ago. I know I'm paying
however,
20 to
and
25%
again,
more
you would
grocery
expect Jim to
prices
do
than I
what?
did
Think his way
a
out
year
like a
ago. I know what the
surgeon.
price of
Buy
a
the
new car
money,
and a
have the
used car
system
is.
do the thing. Let's take
If
Tucker out
you
of
were
side
me, if
here
you
and
were a
bring
member
that
of
up at the
Congress, what would you
masquerade.
tell your constituents
Talk about the 5
about
inside here,
the
about 3 in
rising
terms of
cost,
the
the
1,
expensive
because it's got to be
cost to
Biden. Now,
just
Biden
live
can't do this.
Inflation is too
Certain
high.
tables,
It's,
so
we
that the
understand
result
that, and,
is
we're
the
working on it. It's
70s.
gonna take some
It
time,
won't
but we're
work.
going to get it back under control. By the way, we're seeing this everywhere in the world.
You'd have to talk
We're
to
seeing it
Austin
more in the
about
United States
plays and
because our economy is
military and
stronger.
obviously money sloshing around.
We're
You got
seeing it
teams
everywhere
and
in the world.
standards.
Let me, if I
That's the
can,
minor and
follow up
major
on a
accidents
few
to the
questions
deer,
that some
the
of my
hunting, the
colleagues asked about.
position, the conquest bits.
Ranking
Those.
Member
Let me just say the
McHenry
words for you about the
asked you
chessboard.
about the,
All right, and it'd be this
next
person's
meeting
team.
and
Now
your
I should be
plans
able to
for
use
the,
that
for
same
the
team
next
because it's
Fed
the same
meeting,
damn
and I
math
think you
problem as
eloquently
anything
laid
else.
it out, but you also talked about
And that's my mission.
the
That's kind of one
situation
of the
that's
things I
developed
do
in
when
Russia
it's,
and Ukraine.
when they want somebody to fight with for what it does. Well, the
My
ground
inference from your answer
would be what you're
is
fighting.
that if
There's no
Russia had
way
not
I
invaded
cannot do
Ukraine,
cruise missiles
that the
rolling
Fed
through
would
to
be more
deal with
aggressive
what
as
the
it
number
relates to the
actually
balance
is.
sheet and the
Now,
rate hikes. Is that a proper inference?
it
I
would
think
not
that remains
matter
to be
because
seen.
that becomes a small
As I said,
problem
we are
later,
moving
foreign
ahead
domestic,
at
that
this
I
meeting.
am
It would be my expectation
obligated,
in 2
and I
weeks
forget
with
what
a
the
rate
words used
increase,
to bobbly swagger
and
would
we're
be
going to make
about the
progress
law
on
inside of systems,
agreeing on
other
a plan
countries and
at this
standards,
meeting
and then using
to
that half
shrink the balance
game
sheet. I'm
in
confident
out
we will.
bullshit at the
The
table
question of when
about
we implement that
questionable standards that
is
would have
not answered
been
yet, so I
slick-haired
don't think that's
deals
clear
at
at
Goldman
this
Sachs case dealing with the
Certainly,
timber saw.
something
And
that we
that's
can't answer
what
now.
that sum will answer. Your
Mr.
sine and cosine going to come
Garcia
up about,
referenced the
well,
President's
factual
State of
or
the
not
Union
factual,
remarks
whether I'm
last
the
night.
judge
The
or I'm not
President,
about the
when he
standards
talked
of that
about
field.
addressing inflation, said that
SR,
we need to
black
control
holes,
cost.
whatever
Did
you
you
want to
hear
do.
him say
Anton did
that?
one about
I did not.
multimetrics here.
I was too busy getting ready for this hearing.
Portman's
I did
Pizza Hut, the model I got
won't tell
running
the
right now,
President.
is not just this model. I don't
When-
have
when
one,
the
but it doesn't
President said
matter
he wants
because
to,
you would use it in the
control
same way to
cost, or that
figure out a
businesses
soft
should control
operation
cost to
to
address inflation.
Osama bin
Do you have
Laden's
any idea what
compound.
he's talking about?
I
You
really
can have all
can't
the money in the
comment.
world, right? Have drones, everything rolling around
follow-up
it,
to
can't
my,
use it. Why?
uh,
All the water in the world,
Questions
can't drink a
from,
drop, can you?
Congresswoman Wagner, she asked you about cyber. I know
Ah,
pre-pandemic,
you'd get there and say, well, I need to be this
pre-invasion,
worker who cleans up Ukraine
one
streets,
thing that
or
you
anywhere
talked
in
about that
America
kept
where
you
that's a
up at
problem
night
on backwards
was
about bulletproof bulletproof glass in the system being out in town over the Mikowskian space. It's a very specific
Russia
math
were
you
to
didn't do, or nobody has done at the table because it
retaliate
would
against
be
the
done.
United States in some form of a cyber attack, what degree of confidence do you have?
You look at the
in
old
our
farmer
nation's
Don. He's
banks
been working his all damn day. You got to show up at the
for a
town
cyber
meeting and
attack
do
from
it. Think
Russia?
about it.
But what I can tell
You know, what I
that
can do is drop a
everything that we
panda
can
from
do
you. I could sit
to
in here all the
protect
time, not
ourselves
just do
against
one
cyber, we're
clip, but
doing
it gets pretty
And
comprehensive.
we're doing
Sonny,
it. The private,
iRobot, you have to be made out of different
large
metal, wouldn't
financial
you?
institutions are
Every
doing it and
phone
have
call
been
would
for
come
some
up under
time. So
systems with its own math problem of who can track it and do a
it's very hard
diagnosis.
to say
And you'd probably have somebody on
what's
your glass
possible to
about the
happen.
plantation and
We're
what's going
certainly
up, what's
on
going
high
down,
alert
and
and
whether
we'll continue to
after the
be.
point of the Pharaoh.
It's okay that we're here.
It's okay that you're